welcome to the speaking session of your IELTS exam. My name is Alice and I will be your examiner today. Please allow me to record this speaking test for marking purposes.
Okay.
The speaking session comes in 3 parts and I will give you detailed instructions for each. But first, can I get your name and address?
My name is Đặng, Trung, and I'm from province.
Okay, so what should I call you during our session?
You can call me Trung.
Okay, so let's move on to part 1. I will ask you some questions about you and yourself. First, what do you do?
I'm currently a student at High School for gifted students.
So now we will move on to part 1 to get to know more about you. What do you do?
I'm currently a student at High School for gifted students.
Okay, and why did you choose High School for the gifted?
The reason that I chose High School for gifted students is this school has a good study environment, high academic performances, and as well as learning peers and teachers. And lastly, is the dream school for every student.
Right. So let's move on to talk about films. How often do you go to the cinema?
I think it's twice a month because I don't usually go to watch movie because I was very busy.
And what type of films do you like best and why?
As I just tell you few seconds ago, is I don't usually go watch movie because I was very busy. So the type of film that I like is some kind of blockbuster movie.
Alright. And what type of films don't you like?
I don't like?
Yes, exactly.
The type of film that I don't like is kind of horror movie because some detail in them make me like very scared or make me feel uncomfortable too when I watch it.
Okay, thank you. Your time's up. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
So now we'll start recording and we'll start speaking. 3, 2, 1.
My topic is describe an occasion in your life when you have to wait a long time for someone or something to arrive. Okay, let's start. Having to wait somebody is a common situation in our life, and there was this one time I had to wait for my friend, which was so special. It was my birthday, and I had invited a group of friends to the coffee house to celebrate it, and we were scheduled to meet up there at 8 and that night. I was so eager that I came early. Certainly none of them was there, but it was easy to understand because I was early, and then I wait for half an hour, but none of them show up, and I started to feel uncomfortable and worried. As I was losing my patience, I began to call each of them to ask why they had not come yet. To my surprise, none of them picked up the phone. I was really fed up, and as you can imagine, because it was my birthday and my friend had treated me like that. I waited for a couple more minutes until I couldn't stand awake anymore. I couldn't stand it anymore, and decided to leave. As soon as I called the waiter for the bill, I heard a happy birthday song start up in the coffee house. Out of nowhere, all my friends suddenly appeared with a birthday cake. They hugged me and wished me happy birthday. It was such a surprise. My anger quickly gave way to laughter, and we had an unforgettable night, chatting until early hours, drinking coffee, and of course eating cake. That's all.
So now we'll move on to part 3, where we'll be discussing some topics.
Okay.
So first, in what kinds of situations should people arrive early?
Well, there are many kinds of situations that people should arrive early. As first, when they are waiting for bus or waiting for the flight. And second is when they have some interview for their job. Yes, that's all.
Okay. Now let's move on to being patient. What kinds of job do you think that requires the most patience?
Yes, in my opinion, there are a lot of jobs that need to be patient. Is first, I think is doctor. Second is army, and third is fisher. For example, doctor is a job that needs the most patience for like treat the people or like yes, kind of that. Second is the army, and second is the army, and they have to be patient for all the like some kind of lesson. Yes, when they study at the army club. Yes, that's all.
Okay, so do you agree or disagree that the older people
Yes.
people are, the more patient they are?
About me, I think that I totally agree with the opinion that older people is more patient than the younger people. Is in my opinion, the older people have the more experience and research than the younger. And for example, very easy situation in the real life is older people is more relaxed than the waiting for the bus or the flight, or when it is being delayed or have some trouble with them. But the younger is very easy to be panic, and the older is know how to control the emotion. Yes, that's all.
Okay, thank you for coming. That's the end of your IELTS speaking test.